Hi, I'm Rob Bernstein.
And I'm Marcia Eckert.
And it's been a while since we made a video.
Yeah.
And I've been busy with the Olympics.
Yeah, I've been watching too.
And just thinking about, I like the interviews afterwards, I like the backstories, I like the whole thing.
And speaking of backstories, the athlete we want to focus on in this video, we might make others, is Stephen Nedoroscik. He is the hero of the Pommel horse.
Right, there was a men's gymnastics team, and he was the last one to perform, so the medal relied on him at the end, and he came through. Here's his name and his medal, and they lifted him up at the end. There was a very
But the thing that struck us about Stephen is that he's different. On the team, he's different. Everybody else is all around, and Stephen has his focus. He focused on the pommel horse from the time he was 4, and this sort of as he went into gymnastics, he realized he wasn't developing the level of talent he wanted in every sport, every event. So he went for the pommel horse and stuck with it, and he's different in other ways too.
Yeah. Well, first of all, he was recruited to the men's gymnastics team only for this event.
Right, and usually they look for everybody for all around. So actually his difference is why he was on the team in the first place. But he's a self-described nerd. He was an engineering major at Penn State. He loves the Rubik's Cube.
Right, during the interview, the interviewer said, oh, I heard you did the Rubik's Cube in 10 seconds. I think it was in the morning. And he said 9.3.
Right, I think his best time was 8.66. But the point is, here's a guy who's different. He doesn't fit in the usual jock model of what you're supposed to look like. He's focusing on one thing when everybody else is like, all events. He's really into that Rubik's Cube. And he's a self-described nerd. And yet, he's kind of a hero. He's different, and he's a hero because he stuck with what he loved. He excelled at it, and that sort of made the day.
So one point we're making here is that sticking with something that you love, in this case, certainly the last 4 years, right, could really make a difference in your life, your self-esteem, and just being happy. As far as he's just overwhelmed with joy.
Yeah, and I'd like to speak to that self-esteem because right now on the men's gymnastics team, he was lifted on everyone's shoulders because he was the hero. He nailed it for them. But what was it like for him as a young kid, being in the gym with all these guys who are seriously into competitive gymnastics, and they're all around. They're all doing the rings, they're doing the bars, they're doing all the events, and he is sticking to the pommel horse. We don't know. We're not pretending we know him, but when you're a kid and you're different, sometimes that can be hard. And were his peers really accepting of him, or did he ever get a little bit of flack for his single-minded devotion to the craft he was doing? And whatever it was, he stuck with it.
Right, he stayed strong. He had some inner strength. And it's not only from himself, although it became himself as he gets older and older, it's his choice. But when he was 4 years old, it had to come from his parents accepting, yes, this is what you're interested in, stay with it. He was encouraged. Instead of what a lot of parents do, and they'll say, no, you focus too much on that. We get that all the time in autism.
Right. You gotta diversify.
Right. You have to be balanced. You have to, but they encouraged him since 4 to pursue his interests.
Right. So what we want to do is we're going to take our non-existent hats off to Stephen and to pursuing your interests and to daring to be different.
Good.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
And encouraging that difference. Bye-bye.